Here we go. So I'm gonna do a quick video. Let me see. Okay. Hi. I want to do a quick video for you guys on some astrology secrets. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Whoa. I just hate when that happens. All right, so welcome. I'm not going to stay on here long. I'm really not going to stay on here long because I'm in the middle of making myself some food and stuff like that. So, I did leave drained, right? You saw my energy. I was so tired. And see that Mercury retrograde, you're so right. You are absolutely right. And I came in with a very clear message today, so I'm going to stay on topic. And thank you for saying you love this beat. Marquise did it. Okay, so specific astrological secret revealed. So, hi, how are you guys doing? And thank you guys so much for everything. So, pull up your natal chart, all right? And let's find the malefic planets. The malefic planets, meaning planets that challenge you, okay, to implement this energy, are going to be Mars, Saturn, Pluto, and Neptune and Uranus could be malefic. Okay, it's like it depends. But essentially, let's see why you have fallouts or you become best friends with somebody is essentially what I'm going to try to teach you right now. How can you know if somebody comes into your life? And yes, there's other placements they need to have, but the sun sign definitely does matter. Okay. And yes, it can depend on if you have a day or a night chart. However, Mars is conflicts at the end of the day. Saturn is restrictions at the end of the day. Pluto is power dynamics, okay? Uranus is in and out. So essentially, even though these planets might work out for you, meaning that you get better results out of this planet, day or night chart is just basically saying if you get a better result out of this planet or if this planet is helping you push forward or if it's a planet that doesn't help you as much. So that being said, there's certain signs and energies that can cause friction, confusion, weirdness, awkwardness immediately. Okay, there's already certain signs that do that, but I want to try to stay very specific on this. So let's, for instance, take your Mars placement. Everyone locate your Mars. Mine is Mars in Aquarius at 23 degrees. So, in astrology, in each zodiacal sign, there are 30 degrees. This is called a decan. I call them like a phase, okay? Or the evolution or the progression of the sign. So it's like going to a club with different music rooms. One room has disco, one room has hip hop, one room has techno, one room has R&B, one room has rock. That's basically what the decan's in. It's like going, so each section of your house, the slice of pizza that I talk about, right? Your natal chart is like a pizza pie, and each slice represents a theme and an area in your life of where you're concentrated at or focused on. And the decan tells you what floor you're on. It will highlight more of those elements. So any zodiac sign at the beginning in the first 10 degrees is always going to be double that energy. So Aries in the first 10 degrees is double Aries. Is Aries plus Mars. Taurus in the first 10 degrees is Venus plus Taurus energy. So double Taurus energy. The beginning of Gemini season is double Mercury energy. The beginning of Leo season is double Sun energy. The beginning of Virgo season is double Mercury energy. Once again, the beginning of Libra season is double Libra, a double Venus energy, but with Libra qualities. Do you see what I'm saying? Scorpio season is double Scorpio energy. This is where Scorpios get that bad rep from. Okay. Sagittarius season in the beginning, those first 10 degrees is double Sagittarius energy. The first 10 degrees of Capricorn is double Capricorn energy. The first 10 degrees of Aquarius is double Aquarius energy. Okay. With Sagittarius being Sagittarius plus Jupiter, with Capricorn being Capricorn plus Saturn, with Aquarius being Aquarius plus Uranus and Saturn. And then Pisces is going to be double Pisces energy with Pisces, Neptune, and Jupiter. So all of that, right? This is decans. But then when you get to the second decan, it changes. It goes to the next sign immediately that follows. So in Leo and in Aries second decan, it's going to be Aries plus Leo. So it's going to be Mars energy plus Sun energy. So for anybody born in the middle of Aries season, these are these people, and this is the type of energy that they have. This is why you can meet someone and say, I'm not like that Gemini, or I'm not like that Taurus. I'm not like that Libra. I'm not like that. I'm very committed in my relationships. Well, you're probably a Libra in the second decan. Excuse me. You're probably, a Libra in the second decan because it has Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? And Aquarius will be more committed because there's a fixed sign. Or Libras in that middle of Libra season are like, I don't think about love. I don't really care about relationships like that because they have Aquarius elements. Whereas a Libra in the beginning of Libra season, oh baby, they're love crazy. Okay. And then a Libra at the end of Libra season is definitely like boy crazy, girl crazy at some point in their life. But there's differences. So this is why we as astrologers say the degrees are extremely important, because a sun at 20 degrees in Taurus and a sun at 10 degrees in Taurus are two completely different people. They have different goals. They have different needs. They have different wants. Right? I love you guys so much. I just love your enthusiasm for all this. It makes me so happy. Okay. I was such a nerd in school, y'all. Such a nerd in school. Still a nerd to this day. So, all right. Yay! I'm so glad you got your first natal interpretation, and keep going. Right? Every astrologer is going to be different. It's like dating, right? Astrology, getting your own astrologer is like dating. You want to get a couple people to read your chart to see who you fuck with. You know who your energy fucks with the most. You can get reading by popular astrologers, people that are well known, but I would say do your research because you really want to bring an astrologer on your team for you, for your family, so that you know the themes that you're going to be dealing with. So, right, Kathy, the decans, amazing. I'm a Scorpio with Cancer energy, and I'm a Cancer rising on top of that. So it's giving Scorpio, a caring Scorpio. This is why Scorpios who were born in the middle of Scorpio season, we're very devoted. We are very family-oriented people. We're very much about a trust and all these other things. You hear what I'm saying? Now, a Scorpio at the end of Scorpio season, that's two different. That Scorpio could be a scamming ass Scorpio because it has Pisces energy. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, this is a Scorpio who might lie. This is a Scorpio who might, go through a lot of betrayal, a lot of trust, a lot of crazy situations in their lives. This is where the loss can come from. This is also a Scorpio who deals with a lot of death. Hold on. I'm wondering if it's going to come back. Okay, it's back. Somebody says back. I think it's because a phone call came in. Sorry about that. So now this is what I want you guys to look out for, because I was just talking to a friend of mine. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about, how, listen, if you're a type of person who's born with Mars and Venus next to each other, you're gonna have mixed blessings when it comes to relationships, or even Mars in Libra. Okay, but Mars aspecting Venus in a conjunction specifically is going to give you mixed blessings in a relationship. All right, in any relationships, because there's always going to be some type of conflict. So one person you can really fuck with, and the other person you have like this crazy tension with. But guess what? This person had Mars at a lower degree and Venus at a higher degree. So then I started zooming into the chart, and I was like, hold on a second. You said who and who did what and what and such and such. And so now we're talking about who did what and such and such. And I said, well, when was their birthday? In the beginning or the middle of the season? So that being said, let me give you this example. Let's say you have a Mars in Taurus, okay? There's going to be conflicts around your money, your stability, and your consistency. Hi, babe. There's going to be conflict around that. All right? So Mars in Taurus is going to give you fights about that. A lot of your survival is based off around Taurian type of things. All right? Which is around your comforts. Let's say your Mars is at the 13th degree of Taurus. This is in the middle of Taurus season. The beginning of the middle of Taurus season. That second week. You know what I'm saying? Like that second week and a half. You're going to have conflict and arguments, maybe about money. And this could be something small, as in going to a restaurant and the person doesn't know how to split the bill. And so now you're like, I'm not going out with them. They're cheap. They don't know how to go out when we go out to eat. That just agitated the shit out of me, because Mars agitates and irritates you. And so let's say you had a friend and, they have a Venus and Saturn near that 13 degrees of Mars Taurus. And let's say your Mars and Taurus at 13 degrees is trining your Venus in Virgo, in Capricorn, or whatever the case may be. When it comes to money, you don't play about your money, and you don't play about people's time, and you're very considerate of how resources flow from one hand to another. So you're not a cheap person, especially if you have a trine to Venus. When you have a trine to Venus, a sextile to Venus, you're not a cheap person. You're generous. Trine to Venus or Jupiter or the moon, you're a generous person by nature. So now y'all went out to dinner. You have Mars and Taurus, and your friend has Venus and Saturn conjunct, honey. Right on your motherfucking Mars and Taurus. And y'all went out, and it was one of your friend's birthday. And now the person's acting like they didn't have that extra 2 drinks. Now they're acting like they don't know what tax is. They're acting like they don't know what gratuity is. They're acting like they didn't eat that extra appetizer, honey. Okay? They acting like none of that shit just happened. And because Venus conjunct Saturn makes you tight with your money. It makes you watch your bag. It makes you really budget. It makes you manage your money. Like, a lot of your life is managing assets, managing funds. So now you're getting agitated about that. But yet you have another friend who has Saturn at the 13th degree of Virgo. So now it's creating a trine. This person's like, fuck it, I'll just take the responsibility. I'll pay whatever they didn't pay, and I'll leave an extra tip. They pull the waiter to the side like, I'm sorry, this is so embarrassing. We all have jobs. We're all very well employed, but, here's the extra money. Now all of this is happening. And that's a very simple explanation of what could happen. But essentially, Mars is where you get irritated. This is why I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you have good aspects to it or anything. Everyone gets irritated in life. So what I want you to do is locate your Mars, look at the degree, okay? And this is like the first little thing where you can start seeing stuff. And I'll give you other things. Why am I talking about your life currently, baby? Like, listen. So now, yes, baby, I'm working this astrology energy. I'm feeling it. let's say you're anyone, especially Sun. Okay, but Sun and Mars is, you know, at first you're cool. Sun and Mars are cool at first because they're both fire sign, but Sun at some point their ego gets bruised by Mars because Mars is more youthful, young, vibrant, robust. Sun is like more. I want my ego stroked. And if this, let's say for instance you have a best friend. Let's do this. Let's say you have Mars and Gemini. Okay, this is great. This is a good one. Let's say you have Mars and Gemini at the 25th degree, and your best friend has a Sun in Gemini, and they're born around 25 degrees. So all of a sudden, the conversation's easy. You guys are witty. Y'all are texting back and forth. You're sharing articles. You're sharing books. You're sharing resources. Y'all have similar friends. You have similar interests. Y'all driving each other. Y'all egging each other on. There's a lot of spark there because it's a lot of excitement happening when the Sun and Mars in synastry come together. But one day there might be an argument because Mars is going to feel like Sun is trying to sun them. Okay, so there could be a fallout a lot of the times when a person is near your Mars. There's usually ambition, attraction, sexual attraction, and then there's usually a fallout when the Sun and the Mars come together in a conjunction specifically. Now, let's say your Mars is at Gemini at that 24th degree. First of all, Mars and Gemini makes you argumentative, okay? Period. Now, anything at Sagittarius, Pisces, or Virgo at that same degree, I think I said 24, 25 degrees, that causes a square. Now that's immediate sexual tension. Okay, immediate. When your Mars is square someone's Sun, it's giving I want to fuck right now. Like it's giving I'm curious what's happening. Whatever the sign is, that's what you want. Like there's a drive happening there. There is a push. There's a tension. There's a frustrate. When you have two people coming in the room. Imagine if you have an Aries person stellium, and they meet a Capricorn person stellium. The attraction is crazy. Aries stellium, Cancer stellium, Libra stellium. Instant attraction. This also makes people who have Sun square Mars attractive. Okay, it gets deep, y'all. It gets really, really deep. So when you think about your natal chart, any person who is aspecting your natal Mars at a conjunction or a square, and that means squares are the same modality. So all fixed signs square off. All mutable signs square off. Like I want to fight, right? All air, all mutable, fixed, cardinal signs square off. This is what's happening. It's a square. That creates the tension, creates a drive. So this is like, oh, we motivate each other, we push each other, or we want to fuck each other, or we want to fight each other. It's literally 3 levels. It's only a couple of levels to this because that's what we doing with this energy. So when you look at your Saturn, for instance, let's say you have Saturn in Libra at the 2nd degree. Anybody in the beginning of Libra season for you might feel like maybe there's 2 ways you're gonna feel about them. You might feel like they dry as fuck, or they're connected as fuck, and you respect them and you respect their relationship. It depends on your aspects to Saturn. And I promise you, if there's squares on your Saturn, you're not gonna like that person most likely. This shit gets creepy. It gets creepy. So it can be give or take. So if you have one planet that's squared up, bunch of oppositions, and you meet somebody who comes close to that planet in a conjunction or a square, most likely you guys are not going to get along. Okay, at least for not for a long time. All right. Let me see. Is this making sense to you guys? So with my 14 degree Leo Mars, could that explain irritation with people being too flashy and expecting a lot of admiration just because they have a lot of money and material things? Absolutely. You're not comfortable with that side of yourself. Although there's a big side of yourself that wants to be Leo, wants to be seen as a king, wants to be seen as lavish, wants to be seen as gaudy. You know what I'm saying? Leo is extravagant, expressive without, but this is what you have to realize. Without the sun, we wouldn't be alive. Without self-expression, without creativity, without being gaudy, without showing off, without confidence. And so there might be something within your chart that is leading you to develop your own self-confidence. Mars and Leo. Mars does well in Leo, like especially if you want to do sports, if you want to do performing arts, things of that nature, you do extremely well there. However, there could be a lot of issues around the heart, you know what I'm saying, the spine, and then holding all that in, that creates a lot of rage and anger that you hold on to, fixated. And there could have been some fights with the father or feeling bullied as a child. So my man's Mars conjunct her ascendant. Is that annoying? It can be. It depends on what her aspects are to this, her own ascendant. Maybe, but the thing is this, you always need the person who's coming into your life, because maybe Mars is being Martian or being Aries energy is part of your lesson. So the person is motivating you to do it. So again, the most interesting thing is also look at your cusps. Your rising sign, your 4th house, your 7th, and your 10th house. What is the degree on those cusps? And any person, especially if they have a sun sign, because you're not going to get everyone's chart. I don't know if we're there yet in life, but that person's going to change their lives. Let's say you have your 4th house at Cancer, 15 degrees. You're going to connect with anyone on a deep emotional level. Like, I feel like I've known you. Anyone who has Cancer, 14, 15, 16 degrees, you're going to feel like you're like my fucking family. They might even move in with you. You might end up living together. Okay? Like, that's how deep it gets. So I wanted to give you guys this information, because when you meet someone who's a challenge to you, say somebody's on your Saturn and you have a lot of adverse aspects to Saturn, a lot of challenges to Saturn, you have issues with authority and discipline and all that stuff. You're going to meet those people and you're going to feel that type of energy from them, because they're trying to show you something. The sun is always trying to show and illuminate, okay, something in your chart. And if you see these people as lessons instead of threats, you're going to have a much better experience in life, and also not attaching yourself too much to a certain person, place, or thing. You can still be devoted. You can still give a lot of your love and attention to something. But when it's time for something to be over, let it be over instead of sitting there questioning yourself. So let's say you have you can have Saturn, Mars, Pluto in Pisces at at 18 degrees. And anytime you meet a Pisces around there, you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? They are highlighting your Mars, Saturn, and Pluto. They're highlighting your issues around action, your issues around authority, and your issues around power, and how sometimes they get lost, or you don't have any boundaries, or whatever the case may be. And so this person is going to highlight, give juice to, give life power, life force, make you pay attention, make you express yourself in those ways towards them. They're going to be Sun in Pisces and act like everything's good, act like they don't see you, while you have Mars, Saturn, and Pluto in Pisces, and you're like, motherfucker, this shit is tearing me apart, and you over here acting like you don't see. Well, now you know, because you know when the person was born and what they're going to hit in your chart. Do you hear what I'm saying? And then you could prepare yourself. You're still going to fall in love. You're still going to get your butt hurt. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get butt hurt in life. You're going to get your feelings hurt and stuff like that. But this will help you get over it a little bit more with ease and understand, okay, this is what I needed to learn. I needed to meet this person, and respecting that relationship for what it is. And so if you meet somebody and you have especially South Node and Chiron, if someone falls on your South Node, I really want you to look at the degree. Please look at the degree of your South Node. If someone falls on your South Node at that degree, it's happened to me more than enough times, and it really has to be their personal planets: rising, moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus. You fall out with these people. Do not expect these people to be around for a long time. Do not. Just don't. Just don't. Whether it's a friend, a lover, it doesn't matter. If this person falls on your South Node, something about that relationship has to go. It no longer belongs. The unfinished, you tidying up your unfinished business here. and you shouldn't take it personal. That person propels you to go more into your north node. Okay, they are a gift and a curse. So if you have south node in Leo and you meet a bunch of Leo people, Leo rising, Leo moon, expect some drama. Like expect things to go down that make you think about why you need to Aquarius detach and think about your future, not just think about like the moment right now. Okay, fall means like being right next to. All right, so it's like if you have your south node at 10 degrees in Capricorn, any Capricorn placements around that 10 degrees is going to either, they're here to give you information from a past life, to give you some type of help, resource, or push you, show you, or teach you a lesson that's going to propel you into your north node. So I want you guys to be aware of that, especially if you get into relationships with somebody. Now, some of you are here to finish marriages, to be committed, to be, you know what I'm saying? Some of you are meant to be together, right? Or some of you are meant to finish some unfinished business. Do you hear what I'm saying? So you have to get an astrologer to read your chart to really understand the true story of what's going on. Don't just sit here and be like, well, Novi said, now I can't talk to any Leo for the rest of my life because they're on my south node. That's not what I said. You're not hearing me. This is a continuation of life. This is a play. This is a continuation of life, right? So this means you have unfinished business. You know how you meet somebody and all of a sudden they feel like they got to feed you and clothe you and all that other stuff? That's because it's like ties that and promises that we've made to each other already prior to. All right. Yes. And Saturn aspects support long-term relationships. Saturn opposite moon can definitely give you a long-term relationship. Okay. It could be a hard one though, with a lot of compromise, a lot of emotional compromise. My man has a Scorpio Mars in the third, and I've been studying it. So it can mean that deep emotional conflicts with the community, like mutual friends or something. Yeah. Or there could have been some fights with the brother, the siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, neighbors, feeling paranoid in the neighborhood they live in, or their neighborhood could have been a fucking war zone. You know, these are the type of people who get jumped, end up in fights, end up having to protect themselves and living in crazy ass neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you have any type of malefic planets, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune in the third house, these people did not grow up in the safest of conditions most of the time, unless those planets are very nicely aspected with trines and sextiles from Jupiter. That gives it a lot of cushion and protection. Neptune, that gives it a lot of cushion and protection. You know, Venus, that gives it a lot of love, support, nurturing, the moon, and so on and so forth. So, right, you just know what to look for with the energy now. They were definitely a lesson. That's what I'm saying. Listen, baby. For some of you guys, I'm on your south node. I am literally on your south node. Y'all have a Scorpio. If you have a Scorpio south node anywhere, because I have a stellium in Scorpio. So I have planets from 7 degrees all the way up to 26 degrees. So if any of you have a south node in Scorpio, I am part of your past. And that's why you feel so connected to me. You're supposed to, especially if it's a 17 degrees, that's where my Mercury is. You're here to get messages from me. You're here to have dialogue with me, have old conversations with me. You know, if it's Venus, you're here to have an intimate relationship with me, a closeness. You feel close to me. You learn about relationships and toxic things and relate, because I have Venus retrograde. So I'm here to re-speak and redo and remind and rethink about, you know what I'm saying? Relationships. So if you have South Node in Scorpio, I'm on your South Node, but here's the trick. I have the moon in Taurus. So your moon is your north node is a Taurus. We just have unfinished business, you and I. So if you have a south node or north node in Taurus, or even reverse, you and I are destined to be, we're destined to cross each other's paths. We're destined to know each other, things of that nature. All right. So you have Chiron and Scorpio, you know, I can help you heal a lot of your scorpionic things. All right. I can help you heal a lot of that, but I can also say stuff that hurts your feelings, that makes you feel like, damn, oh my God, you know, Chiron, but Chiron is the self-healer too. So this is how you know somebody plays, what role they play in your chart. Stop giving people so much fucking power over you, right? I say this to my clients all the time. If you have Venus in Taurus, Venus in Leo, Venus in the seventh house, Venus in Libra, You are destined to get a lot of gifts in life most of the time. Venus conjunct Jupiter, trine Jupiter, sex. You are just blessed. You're blessed. So don't give somebody more power than you need to. Just play neutral with a lot of situations, you know, be devoted, be loving. But at the end of the day, understand it's just a lesson. You just walked up to get somebody getting proposed to on the beach. I love that. So this is what I'm saying. Like, everyone brings something different to you. This is why synastry is so important. I want you guys to know your synastry. I want you to know your chart. Two, I need you to learn about synastry so that you really can understand why certain people in your life, you know what I'm saying? If you have a Scorpio rising, I'm falling in your first house. I'm giving you a lot of gifts to help you develop your own outlook on life, change your perspective, because anytime Scorpios link up, it's about a rebirth. Okay, there's a rebirth happening there. There's a transformation. So if I fall in your first house, I'm making you look at yourself and your relationships with others and how you show up. So it's very personal to you, the things I say. If I fall in your third house, it's like I'm your bestie, I'm your auntie, I'm your sister. You know what I'm saying? If I fall in your fifth house, it's because I'm helping you with your love relationships. I'm just helping you find more joy in life. Like, this is how synastry motherfucker works. Like, this is how it get down. It's how it get down. Okay, right? I fall in your seventh house, so I'm teaching you stuff about how to balance relationship and compromise and all those other things and be Libra. My last question, I did composite chart for my relationship. Our North Node is in the 12th house. Would you, Scorpio? It depends on the aspects to Pluto and Mars. If it has a lot of squares, like too many squares, and there's no help. The thing is, squares are great. Oppositions are great. You need them to build character. However, those planets need a trine or a sextile or a semi-sextile from a soft planet, such as Venus, Jupiter, Neptune, or the moon, or even sometimes Pluto, depending on what kind of Pluto it is. You know, I got to open my readings, don't I? Gemini sun men I tend to have issues with because my 11th house is in Gemini with my moon and Mars. So very much a love-hate relationship. Yes. It's like you're attracted to them, but it's weird shit that be going down. It's a lot of talk. It's a lot of chatter, you know what I'm saying? And there can definitely be a love-hate relationship, especially the closer that they get to your Mars. Now, let's say your moon is over here at 10 degrees and your Mars is at 20 degrees. People who are closer to your 10 degrees moon, you're going to have better emotional conversation with the people that are coming to your Mars, you're going to have more combative situations with. And this is why I want to give you guys this information. So now you can look at your chart, look at your mom's chart, your dad's chart, your sister's chart, your best friend's chart, whoever maybe is hurting you or you've hurt them or you just don't understand your relationship anymore. You don't understand where it turned wrong. One, you look at your chart, you look at their chart, you look at where your soft spots are in your chart, where your pain points, and you see if they hit anything near that. If they hit something near that, understand that that's part of the situation. You know what I'm saying? If you have Chiron and you have Venus, somebody's bringing their Venus there, you might hurt them. You might hurt them in the relationship, right? And it might be unknowingly if it's in the 12th house, or you might have done it on purpose, or you said something that really hurt them, hurt their self-esteem, hurt your relationship, and that's what broke the relationship. Let's say, you know, the person's bringing their Venus to Chiron, or if you're on the healing path, you help heal their relationships. You know, it really depended on where the person is in their own personal life. Yes. Essentially, it's a soul lesson we both have to learn in this lifetime. Yes. Because sometimes we hurt people and sometimes people hurt us. You know, you're like, how do I book this reading with you, girl? I know, I got to get back on it. Sometimes you can have great synastry aspect with someone and it's still not work out. Say it again, because you might not even have a good square. Maybe there's too many trines. Too many trines in synastry create a boring relationship. It'll create a boring, every day is monotonous, easy-going relationship. There's a lack of lust, a lack of strife, and sometimes relationship needs conflict, and that's the interesting things, because the relationship makes you carve out your identity more. It's Libra and Aries are opposite. Aries likes to fight for the things that they want, and Libra likes to fight for the people they love. So that's why you need that. Relationships make you form your own identity. You know what I'm saying? This is a Fenty gloss. You know, it's all Fenty. Shoot, somebody should hire me to make lip glosses according to your zodiac sign because that would be a vibe. So this is okay. So that's all I kind of wanted to say about that. That's the end of that subject, and I'm going to get out of here. Why would one attract lots of 12th house synastry? It's because you have 12th house lessons. You might have Neptune lessons, Pisces lessons, 12th house lessons. That's your lesson. So you're going to attract that. You're going to, maybe you don't have enough faith. Maybe you're too pessimistic and God is like, don't play with me. Let me go ahead and shake up your life. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you what this unconditional love looks like. Let me show you what it looks like for somebody to love you. Let me show you what it looks like for you to love somebody unconditionally. That you can't even explain it. Because when you have 12th house synastry, baby, you be doing shit. You don't even fucking know why you doing that shit. It's literally God and spirit moving through you. Until it's dangerous. When it's dangerous, then you remove yourself and you pick yourself every time. Okay, so 12th house, you have to use spirit. If it's not a spirit, if you guys are not talking about God, prayer, meditation, spirituality, you're in the wrong relationship. If you guys are partying all the time, avoiding things, it's not the right relationship for you because it's gonna end up in a shit show. It will end up in a shit show. You have to be spirit. This is Virgo risings in general. Y'all have Pisces on the 7th and Pisces risings in general. You have Virgo. You have anybody y'all connect with. It has to be on a spiritual level. It has to be like spirit told me I have to be here with you, and I have to do this with you right now, but not to the detriment of yourself though. But it comes together like that. So understand that, especially if your Venus is trining their Venus, sextiling their moon. If their Neptune is sextiling any of your personal planets, baby, you're gonna feel like God has blessed you. It's gonna be so nice. Like, gonna feel like, oh my God, I love this person so much. I want to do anything because sextiles are even more powerful than trines. Trines are just like, it feels so easy. I feel like we've always been connected, but sextiles are, juicy. So if anybody's trining, sextiling your Neptune, especially their Venus, their Neptune is trining your personal planets, that's how it's gonna feel to you. It's gonna feel like, oh my God, like God is talking through my body. I do know you Virgos do to him. I'm trying to tell you. I have Virgo in my 4th house, so it just makes sense that I'm comfortable with Virgo energy. That's why I could go so hard. I inspire you, sis, South Node Scorpio. Yes, baby, because I'm gonna show you how to live a calm, cool, collected life where you don't need to fucking struggle. You use this astrological knowledge, you use the occult knowledge, and you move your way around that. You know what I'm saying? What's your sign? Oh, okay. You only gotta be weird about it. What's your sign? Okay, great. Like, you just need the year that person was born, the day and the year. You don't even need the time half the time because you can see where the planets were aligning and they'll tell you straight up. You don't even need all their birth time. If you want to know all their business, that's when you know someone's birth time. If you want to know all their personal business. If you want to know if they're good for you, all you need is their birth date, time, and year, baby. And a location. Even that date. Okay. The moon was squaring a stellium in Capricorn. Okay, copy that. I already know you got some daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? You got issues around discipline. You'll know immediately, and then it's just more clear to you, and you feel more confident. Now, I don't want you to be a psycho about this, my Virgos, and other people, and like literally research everyone. But if you are a person who tends to make a lot of mistakes in trusting people and not having that high key of discernment, this is Sun opposite Neptune, Neptune squares, Neptune conjunctions, Neptune oppositions need a lot of this help. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys have a tendency to see the good in everybody, and it works to it works against you, especially as a square. When you have a trine to Neptune, seeing the good in people is a helpful thing to you. Squares, you get more like, y'all are silly. Okay. And Lilith, basically, if you have Lilith synastry, baby, they just bring out the badass in you. Okay. They bring out the badass. They bring out the freaky side in you. And we're going to talk about sex and astrology very soon. But if your Lilith is aspecting their Venus or your Mars, expect you to be into expect some freaky shit to come out of you. You're just like, hold on, I didn't even know I was interested in that shit. Hold on. Sex toys? Like, and your whole Venus in Cancer was stellium in Cancer. You're just like, oh my God, sex toys? I didn't even know I was interested, bitch. And then that Lilith comes in, honey. Pluto, Lilith comes in. Baby, it's gonna turn it up. Listen, just have safe sex, okay? So just have safe sex, have safe and consensual sex, and do what you like. Like it's all good as long as you're safe, consensual, and be sober. Safe, consensual, sober sex is giving. It's cute, okay? It's giving. It's giving. We're adults. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. So don't be scared of that. But if somebody brings out that Lilith, okay, if the Lilith falls in your fifth house, you're gonna want to be. Let me tell you, it's gonna be cute. So I'm gonna do a little sex live. That's gonna be fire. You know, I have a Scorpio stellium, and that shit's probably gonna go off for me. Like I probably can write literature around sex and like fun and dating and all that kind of stuff. And astrology, giving people date ideas, how to be confident in relationships, cycles of relationships. I could write about that kind of stuff. The 12th house be doing too much. I'm too tired. He's so funny. You guys got to sleep more. You guys, 12th house people, you need naps throughout the day. So I would highly suggest naps throughout the day. My partner has Jupiter in the 12th house, and he naps throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it really helps him because it helps de-stress. You guys get a lot of your inspiration from those naps. You see what I'm saying? Like, you need those 45-minute naps, hour-long naps. If you have children and you're like, Novi, I have kids. Hey, baby, we're going to have to start meditating with the kids. We're going to have to start meditating with the children and putting them on a nap time and putting you on a nap time. You got to take control of your house instead of letting people run all over you. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk about baby astrology soon. Okay, we'll talk about baby astrology soon. We can talk about fourth house. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I'm a Cancer rising. I talk about the moon all the time. So I don't know what you need me to say about the fourth house. The fourth house makes you extremely fucking private. It makes you very private. It makes you slow to trust, slow to move. It makes you quick to react emotionally, to defend. It makes you very, very family oriented, whether you're starting your own family or extending your family. It makes you very interested in real estate, land, property. It makes you interested in rest. Also, hosting. These are incredible hosts. These are incredible. A lot of times, chefs, cooks. These are people are funny as fuck. A lot of people don't talk about fourth house stelliums being funny. They're funny because they're observers of emotion, and if you observe how somebody is acting and where it stems from, they're great with memory. They have an amazing memory. These people, the fourth house is aspecting. It's aspecting us, trining the eighth, trining the 12th. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of spiritual gifts. They have the ability to earn a lot of money. Their home is usually a big value to them. It means a lot to them. So I want you to, baby love, I'm so grateful that you're here. I remember when I first started learning astrology, I listened to Flights. And if y'all don't know fucking Flights, you're tripping. You better go find Flights right now with a Z. I would listen to him for hours and I didn't know what he was saying. I would just sit there and I'd be like, I don't know what he's saying, but I know I need to get this information. And so I would just keep listening. And I said, it's a language. It's a language. It's a language. It's just like another language. It's, ich kann jetzt auf einmal Deutsch sprechen, weißt du? Ich spreche jetzt Deutsch, es ist eine andere Sprache. Es ist eine neue Sprache, dass du nicht verstehst jetzt. Weil das hat alles mit Symbols zu tun und weißt du, sowas. The only reason why you're not understanding what I'm saying is because it's a different language. It's about symbolism. So when you get into the symbolism, there's a video that I highly suggest that you guys watch. It's the zodiac story according to Novi. I go through all the 12 signs and I show you how they all connect. And if you get that story in your head, you can really understand what I'm talking about. Okay? So I'm trying to get my astrology. Listen, I'm trying to make it to 100,000 on Twitter. Okay? I want at least 1 million people to know about my astrological studies because 10% of those people will fuck with me forever until to the end of time. And that means that I can get my books, my learning, and my words into people's homes very, in the near future. My goal is to make 1 million on YouTube subscribers. I just want 1 million. 1 million is cute. It's giving cute, like right there, because 100,000 people will fuck with you. My Twitter's 80,000. 8,000 people really love my page. It's always 10%. So that's what my goal is. Okay? That's my goal. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people think you need a lot of people to help you sustain your business and all that other stuff, but you don't need that many people. You need about a great amount of people is 100,000. Like if you have 100,000 people, you're going to be amazing. But a good amount of people is 15,000. If 15,000 people fuck with you, if you have 15,000 followers, 15,000 subscribers, and you have, not 15, I'm sorry, 15,000, then 1,500 of those people are really going to be there. So if you can get anywhere from 1,500 to 100,000, you're gravy. And the thing is, I don't care if I want people to know me. I did just flip the German script, baby. You already know. Yes, make it your duty to learn. Don't give up. Your spirit brought you here for a reason. It's going to be great. You be dropping hammers. You see what I'm trying to say, Indigo? That's the bad. It's always 10% because it even happened with my astrology class. I tweeted it out. I don't remember how many people I had, but 10% of my tweets showed up to the class. 2,000 people actually replied. It was like 57,000 people liked it. 2,000 people replied. I replied to every single person with my link, every person, and 222 people showed up to my class. And it was 2,000 and like 200 people, 300 people that commented back. 10% will always fuck with you. And this is the 10%. That's where the quality comes in. Just focus on the 10% because I'm going to have you guys. Y'all are going to be part of me and I'm going to be part of you until the day we die. We're going to be learning astrology together and talking about it until the day we die. We're building a connection here. So that's why I'm focused on you guys. That's why I'm focused on building my small community because 80,000 people with that 8,000, that's a big deal. Like 8,000 people's lives can change. 8,000 people can introduce astrology into their lives. 8,000 people can go to therapy. 8,000 people can start worrying about health and worrying about spirituality and like this is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Those are a lot of seeds planted. That's a lot. Tell me you're a Scorpio without telling me. Ashley, don't read me. Don't read me. My sun is conjunct the upcoming Mars, Uranus North Node. Oh, yes. In your 11th house. Okay. So is Libra ruling your 4th house? If it's ruling your 4th house, there's going to be opportunity to expand your home. This might be an opportunity when a friend needs to move into your home. Okay. This also is that or going with a roommate or moving in with the person you're in a relationship with. All right. But sun in the 10th, all that 11th house stuff this is the time if you have an online business, if you want to start a community project, if you want to teach a class, if you want to do, public speaking, this is the time with all that energy. Now with Mars, Uranus, and North Node conjunct, erratic movements, sudden changes in monetary gains, resources, food, clothing, shelter could be a thing depending on how your Venus is aspected in your chart. If your Venus has a lot of squares, it's in the 12th house, there could be a sudden loss or sudden unknown bill that you have to pay. But if it's in the 2nd house, you can all of a sudden come into money. All right. Yes. Oh my God. North Node in Taurus is way better than Gemini because Gemini is mutable and you don't know what the fuck is happening. In Taurus, it's stable, it's concrete, it's the consistent. So even if you didn't know what was happening, it's just consistent. Okay. I love you guys. I'm just so excited. 4th house stellium and 4th house perfection. You have really gotten into health and food consciousness. I love that. Taking care of yourself, what makes you feel safe, thinking about where you want to live, your career as well as being activated. So it's your 4th house and your 10th house is being activated in both. So you're thinking about both of these areas of your life. And your 4th house is going to have you going very internal, wanting you to be private, doing a lot of emotional reconstruction, a lot of internal work, a lot of private changes, small changes, but big changes. So if a house is empty, would you look at the house the ruling planet is? Yes, baby. Every single time, because all areas of your life are activated. Okay? Every area of life is activated, whether you like to admit it or not. So it doesn't matter. Your second house is empty. Oh my God, I'm never going to make money. Bullshit. The second house is food, clothing, resources, things on your back, things you spend money on. Yes, you are, baby. You just look at that planet and see where it's located, because you guys tend to forget that Libra and Taurus both rule Venus, and Gemini and Virgo both rule Mercury, as well as Aquarius and Capricorn both rule Saturn. And Jupiter is both ruled in Pisces and Sagittarius. So the chart keeps coming together. Your chart literally just reinforces the idea. So let's say you have Venus in the first house, Venus trine Pluto, Venus conjunct Mars, South Node in the seventh house. A lot of your life is going to be about your image, your relationships, your money, and how you feel about your looks and how you feel about in your internal relationships. Okay? That's what your life is going to be about. So you look at your South Node first. That's the theme of my life. The South Node, the house that is placed in first, then the sign. So I have South Node in the fifth house. Entertainment is what I do. I'm an actor. I'm a full-time working actor. I did 2 movies this year. I did a TV show this year. I did many episodes. I did NCIS. I've had 3 magazine covers this year. I am a South Node in the fifth house person. I am an entertainer. But my North Node isn't in the 11th house. I am here to build some type of community. I have to join community things, community projects, community ideas, all this other stuff. I have to talk to the world. I have to do public speaking. I have to give a lot of my wealth to my community. This is what's happening, right? Some people do believe sidereal is like your spirit and tropical is your physical life. I really like that idea. And yes, I mix sidereal, Vedic, and tropical astrology. I mix it together. That's why I be hitting like that. A lot of people want to compartmentalize shit. It be hitting. I'm activating your second house of knowledge and self-esteem and how you can get money. And I'm motivating you to dig deeper. So good. South Node in the 8th house is stop getting involved in other people's drama. South Node in Scorpio, South Node in the 8th house is it's not your fucking business. Okay? It's not your business. North Node in the 5th house is you're supposed to focus on your hobbies and things that make you happy, and you're going to have a great relationship with children. I have a great relationship with children. I have a stellium in the 5th house, South Node in the 5th house. I have a great relationship with kids. They love me. I love them. Sun, Venus, Mercury, 7th house. Yes. A lot of you it depends on the sign, but a lot of you believe what other people say before you believe yourself. You give other people the power to make you feel good about yourself. You are very focused on having relationships with others and putting a lot of energy into your relationship with, specifically, it's 1 or 2 people in your whole life. Okay? Excuse me. So Sun, Mercury, there's 2. There's 2 specific relationships. Sun in the 7th also gonna make you best friends with your lover, best friends with your child, because the Sun also represents children. Venus is focused on relationships, focused on this is the type of people who want to be married most of the time, unless it's an Aquarius. Then it's a different story. I don't mean to bother you, but please help me, girl. 12th house, North Node, Leo. Depends on where your sun is, but you can't ignore God anymore in this lifetime. A lot of your everyday life will keep breaking down and falling apart if there's no prayer implemented, if there's no spiritual practice, ritual implemented. And Leo is working with the sun. It's working with fire energy. So working with fire, living in a sunny place. You have South Node in Aquarius, so there's a lot of fallouts with coworkers, employees, keeping a job. It's hard, maybe because it's hard for you to keep a job, or it's hard for you to really be respected at your employment, things of that nature. When you're in the sixth house, South Node, you are your problem solver. Okay. I get deep. My read, and this is, let me tell you guys, like literally, look, it's been an hour already. I was like, I'm coming on here for a short time. I gotta get over myself. Like, I'm just coming on here for a long time. It is what it is. But my readings are usually, I like to give 90-minute readings. And I have to tell y'all, tell me what you want me to read, because I can find all the things. I can tell you so many things. I can tell you about your health, real estate. I can tell you about your children. I can tell you about your family curses, spiritual things. I can tell you about whatever. And I like to give full readings with all of those topics involved, because I could charge people for a health reading. I could charge people for a money reading. And the one thing I think I'm going to add on to my readings is the full blown natal chart reading, but the Venus return. I already have a website, gardenofconsciousness.com. Ben had that. Ben had it. Yes, my readings are always on Zoom. They're recorded, and you get the audio recording sent back to you. You get the audio recording and the video recording, so you can listen to it for the rest of the time. Like, that's the type of astrologer I am. And I've had people hit me up like, I had reading from you 3 years ago, and this shit is still hitting, because I like to give as much as possible. But I think I'm going to add on Venus return reading as a separate situation, and because I can do those way faster. Those are going to be 15 to 20-minute readings for me, and I think I want to just do that because it'll help me help you look into your relationship and your love and your money that year. You know what I'm saying? That year I can tell you exactly what's going to happen with your money, what's going to happen with your relationship, and so you can be aware of that before the challenges come up. Because my natal chart readings right now, they're $333 because I give you the full situation. I had a woman charge me $600 for a medical reading. $600. I buy many readings from many different people. I had this white woman charge me $600 for a reading. She did not call me. She did not ask no questions. All I got was a printout of something. That's all I got was a printout. And so, and I could have told myself that. I already knew what it was going to be, but I wanted to go to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to go because I always think, because I have Gemini in the 12th house, Mercury retrograde. So I always think there's always somebody out there smarter than me, but I'm just as smart. You know what I'm saying? I give out so much advice. I give out so much real life shit that can change your life. Oh, it's a write-off. You are my baby. That's a write-off. All this shit is studies. Okay, so my Venus return chart, you're going to have to join my Patreon for that. So that's patreon.com/Novi's Notes. I just did an entire breakdown and article on Venus. Yes, I can do solar return charts. So I feel like I should do solar return, maybe solar return plus Venus return. Yep. She gave me a Google Doc. Peace out. I was like, so, and then last time, there's another, because I have Jupiter square Saturn. So I have to learn how to balance my energy in this lifetime. I have to learn a lot of that, not overdoing. So my motto is under promising and over delivering. So all of my readings, I always over deliver. But I always under promise. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to change my readings to be $333 for an hour. And I'll probably end up going over 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on what the person needs, because I'm always go over. But it will be a reading that will actually help you to see what's next. That means that my natal chart reading will be the natal chart reading as well as the progress chart, because those two have to go hand in hand. And it will be an overall view of your life. And what I've learned about myself as a reader is I spend a lot of time in the past, because I have strong Cancer placements and moon placements. So I spend a lot of time about the psychology. So what I have to do is now move forward to the solutions. My gardenofconsciousness.com should be still good to go. I could not even spell consciousness before I got this website. Let me tell you. I gotta restall my website. But it's okay. Maybe that website had to die off. I'm not tripping, to be honest. I'll probably make a new one. Anyway, I had a whole website on there with some other people, but I have South Node and Libra, so I got to do a lot of shit on my own. How can I do my own year ahead reading? Like, where do I start month to month? Where do I put the birthday? AstroSeek, you look at your solar return, and you can already tell the themes immediately just by the rising sign. If the rising is in Cardinal, it's going to be a new beginning. If the rising is in Fixed, it's going to be a building year. And if the rising is immutable, you don't know what's about to happen. Like, it gets as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't want to do readings where I give half of me or just a little bit of me, So that's something I deal with within myself. That's it. I'm gonna go live more often, Jacqueline. Yes, and your perfection year matters. See, that's why I have to look away. I literally have to look away from you guys because I want to answer every single question. I have to look away. I'm gonna get off. Oh my God, Saturn square Pluto is gonna be a whole video. I'm gonna make the website again because I think I lost the subscription to the website, but it's okay. It's called Garden of Consciousness. I have to look away sometimes. You're like, can we book now? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, just give me a second. I'm I'm like low key nervous and scared because I kind of want to do this thing where I put the website and I'm like, here's my booking information, and if you want to book me, book me. But then I'm scared as how many people are gonna come because last time I only had 50. I just put 50 and it's sold out within like I don't know how many minutes. It's sold out. So my goal is to do like 3,000 readings in 2 years. That's a personal goal I have for myself. Um, but we'll see if I can reach it. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I got to do a limited number, like because I could be like some of these white astrologers and charge $500. I know me. My readings are worth $700. I know that. But that's not what I'm charging. I'm not charging people $700. I know I can charge that much money. And maybe I wouldn't have as many, but I wouldn't help as many people. And that's the issue that I have. I have Saturn in this thing. I wouldn't help as many people. And I like a deal. I have Moon in Taurus. I like a sale. I like a deal. I like a budget. I know I can charge people $700 for a reading. I know I can. You know what I'm saying? Right. You said I could do 500 and print it out. Like I know I could charge that. So what I'm doing right now, I'm battling myself and I'm battling like, what is my time worth? How much energy do I give? Is my timing right? I also don't want to give somebody the wrong information. Okay. So like, it's all of that. So it's just like, I'm in my head about it, and I have Scorpio Taurus. So it's for me, it's a lot about security and like knowing my self-worth and that's a lot of my themes in this lifetime. So I have to think about it. You know what I'm saying? So block the time off of your appointments and spread it. Don't let it overwhelm you. Yeah. And that's how I feel. Cause I feel like, in those moments, I feel like, man, this person could be spending their last $300 on me. And then what if my reading doesn't come 3 months from now? And then they're going through all this extra shit and I could have warned. So I get in my head so much. I'd be scared, like, because timing, I have Saturn square Jupiter, there's timing issues. So I just be like, damn, I don't know if I come at the right time. I don't want to what if I have to push something back? What if I get booked on a movie and now I'm gone for 3 weeks? Like, and then I have to tell my clients, are my clients going to be okay with me saying, well, I just booked a movie? And they're like, fuck your movie, sis. I need my natal chart reading. But I'm like, but sis, I need, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I need it. So I don't know. I'll look into Candly. I need a virtual assistant. And what did you say? It will shake the astrology. I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna look. I'm open-minded. I'm always open-minded. So anyway, that's how I be feeling a lot. Sell space on your calendar, one book at a time. You know, it's not procrastination. It's just straight up fear because I had 50 readings like a year and a half ago. I don't in 2000, I think 20, I did my Saturn experiment, which was do what Saturn says in the season of Saturn when it needs it. I have Saturn in Sagittarius. So when Sagittarius season came around, I think it was 2021, I did 30, almost 30 videos. Of course, I did not do all of them. I did 26 videos. I did one video every day on astrology, and my channel grew a lot. And then I started doing readings, and I had 50 readings, but I felt so burnt out. I felt so overwhelmed. And Cancer is about listening to your gut. It's listening to your energy. It's listening to like taking care of yourself. So it's like all that other, it's just, yeah, MailChimp for announcements. Like, I need an assistant. I need an assistant. Like, I'm literally on TV right now, and that's a whole nother life. And then I have this going on with the astrology. That's why I did conversations and constellations, because I was like, I need to get this information out. I just can't be there for everybody right now. It's just a lot. Listen, my community does know me. You guys do fuck with me. But I never want to give like, a bad reading or have like a bad time with a customer. And y'all know what it is. If you would like to assist me and you're really serious, gardenofconsciousness@gmail.com. You can email me and just let me know. Because I want to get more of this information out, and I want to have time to write a book. I want to write a book. Another book. I wrote a book. I want to write my first astrological book. And you can get organized on the system. Yes. I have Jupiter in the 10th. I would benefit from an assistant. I need somebody who can help me. Exactly, Dulce Maria. It's like putting myself first. So, I have Libra South Node. So it's a constant balance. Do I choose me and what I want to do, or do I help it's that. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely assistant time. So thank you guys so much. I know, I feel like maybe your charts, I would need it. Job application. Garden of Consciousness at Gmail. I do want an assistant with a Virgo North Node, actually. That might be, wow. That might be kind of cool. South Node 10th house. Like, you don't really care about being in the spotlight for real. You just want to help me get it done and organize and help me out so we can get the message out and inspire people. South Node in Pisces, like, you come from a life of, you need to learn how to organize anyway. You need something that you actually care about, you feel passionate about, to want to help somebody. And this could be something that could be, we just talk. Listen. Love y'all. Thank you guys so